time to time here on All In with Bryan Weatherford, we'd like to get attorneys on the show with us because there's so many different aspects of law out there. We've had attorneys covering pretty much anything you need, but here's the deal. Not everybody needs everything, to be quite honest, of all the attorneys we have here on the show. However, the one we have today is into estate planning, and yes, that's something that everybody needs. It doesn't matter the size of your estate. The fact is, you want to be able to take care of yourself when you're here, but more importantly, take care of your loved ones when you're not. That's where we are today here on All In as we chat about estate planning. Can't do it without an attorney. Here's our attorney today. Her name is Jennifer Jancosek, and her company, oddly enough, is named after her, Jennifer Jancosek Law. Appreciate it, Jennifer. How are you today? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Bryan. I love what I do and always love an opportunity to speak about it.
Well, great. And like I said, it's truly the type of thing, not all lawyers do something that, for example, I hope I never need a defense attorney. We'll just throw that one out there. Right. There's a lot of great defense attorneys out there. I don't want to ever hire one. However, all of us need an estate planning attorney doing what you do. I love your description too. You're just a girl from the Midwest. You're in Los Angeles now, and you're bringing a little Midwest nice to estate planning. Talk real quickly. How long have you been in the LA area now practicing?
I've been here for 5 years now. So I've had the firm for the whole 5 years. I've worked at some small firms and decided to go out on my own so I could work directly with families and help them protect themselves and their property.
Well, and even going long back before you were an attorney, there's actually a little bit of a family heritage there. Tell me about your great-grandfather. Did he do something similar?
Yeah, I come from a family of Polish immigrants that lived in the Chicago area. And my grandfather was also a great-grandfather, a estate planning and tax attorney. And he served the Polish community and helped people do exactly what I'm doing today.
So, two-part question here, Jennifer. One, did you always know you wanted to be an attorney? And two, did you always know you wanted to be an estate planning attorney?
Well, first, I actually, when I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher, which kind of plays into what I do as far as teaching families about what's best steps they can take for planning for next steps, whether they're going to pass away or possible incapacitation in the future. And when I went into law school, I actually said I would never be the type of attorney that works in taxes and sits at a desk. And here I am today, and I can't say I don't love it. It's just great to be able to work with documents. And for me, you guys see the books in the background. I'm a big book nerd. So because of my love of reading and working and teaching with people, it just kind of fell into my lap that this was the best area of law for me to practice.
Well, I got to say, Jennifer, as we've already mentioned a couple of times here during our little time together, everybody needs to look at their estates. But I'm curious, when should people meet with you? At what point in life do they need to start setting things on the right path to make sure everything's square?
Usually what I tell people is when you're ready to get organized. There's so many phases of our lives that estate planning can be important, whether you're getting married, you're having your first child, you're having grandchildren. So estate planning affects your life in different ways, but it's best to start early so we can amend and update your plan for how your life changes in the future.
So it's always important because you never know what's around the corner. Oh, by the way, how about this COVID thing? That's had a little bit of impact on what you do. It's all gone. The whole pandemic thing has pushed you into a virtual practice situation. Tell me about that. Were you ready for that when it got here, and how's that working out for you?
Well, fortunately, we were ready. I felt like the legal profession as a whole. We were meeting with clients virtually before because it helps us lower overhead. We can pass that cost savings to our clients. So now it's absolutely necessary, and it's very easy. A client meets me here in the office, but they can be in their living room. It makes them more comfortable, and we can approach those subjects such as what's going to happen for when they pass away in even a more comfortable environment in their own home.
Well, and everybody is so busy these days, they're saving the drive time as well. And in Los Angeles, that could be substantial depending where you are, the time it takes to leave home, find a place to park, meet with you, drive back home. you eliminate all that, and you're exactly right. With COVID and everything else, from the comfort of your own home, you can take care of something as important as this. Reviewing the notes today, I saw a clause. I'm first to say I've never heard of this before. Tell me about the digital assets clause. You put a smile on your face talking about that. I'm anxious to hear, what is this digital access clause?
Yeah, I'm a total estate planning nerd, also a techie, so I love the digital assets clause. You know, when it comes to estate planning, we're always wondering, where are my assets going to go? What's going to happen when I become incapacitated? But one of my favorite parts of this job is helping people get personal items preserved in their plan. And with a digital assets clause, it's something new. It allows family members and loved ones that you appoint to access things such as photos and videos on your phone, social media, any writings you may have online, a blog, such as recipes, stories that family members have. Most people assume, hey, if I have a password, I can access that account. It's actually not true under privacy laws and things and policies that we agree to when we sign up online. We don't give other people rights to our passwords. So what's great about this clause is if someone passes away or they become incapacitated and there's memories in digital assets that someone wants to access, having this clause in these documents allows them to do so.
You know, Jennifer, just maybe you're a talk show host and you have a digital library of every interview you've ever done. Just throwing that one out there as well. So I totally get this whole digital access clause thing. Talk to me real quick about probably one of the biggest things that you're there is to help people save money. Estate taxes can just kill you if you don't line things up right. Talk to me about two things. How can we avoid court, and what can you do to help us save on taxes?
Absolutely. It's the number one reason people want to get an estate plan is that they can save money. If you don't have a plan in place, it's okay. But what's going to happen is the court and the government is going to make decisions for you based on your plan. And of course, for them to organize and do that for you, it's going to cost a pretty penny. They're going to take a percentage out of your estate to pay an attorney to help wrap things up on top of all the fees you have to pay. There's also many ways and transfers that we can save on things such as property taxes, and even here in California, great ways to save on capital gains taxes, especially for high worths of real estate. That's something that can really matter to a family when they are passing home to the next generation. So by organizing ahead of time, you can save your family tons of money by avoiding the courts and the government to step in and intervene.
It's just absolutely the type of thing, and let's be honest out there, not everybody's estates are the same size by any stretch, but it's all about perspective, and it's all important to that person and to that family and everyone that they're leaving behind. So it doesn't matter where you are, you need to get your stuff in order. The people that had their stuff in order coming into a pandemic got a big plus, because talk to me about real quickly how proper estate planning ended up helping people as far as from a protection standpoint during this pandemic.
Oh, absolutely. People that plan ahead, just like you mentioned, they were ready for the pandemic. They were ready for everything thrown at us. And by having a plan in place, it helped people that maybe gotten sick during this pandemic with COVID. As you know, it happens very quickly. The person is rushed off to the hospital and people cannot access that person because they do not want to spread the disease. So by having a medical directive and medical forms as part of your planning, you're allowed to have someone appointed to manage your finances, manage your medical decisions, and it makes it so much easier for a family in an emergency when you plan ahead. You know who that person is, they know what decisions have to be made because it's already in a legal document.
You know, and it's all about, and we're about out of time, but in a nutshell, it's all about a peace of mind, because that way, if something, God forbid, happens to a loved one and you're in this situation and you don't know what they want done, it just exacerbates that situation where it's even worse. But if you're able to get some papers that were written and put together by them with an attorney, it gives you peace of mind to know that you're doing things the way that they wanted them to be done. Hey, Jennifer, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I absolutely understand the term Midwest nice now, and thank you for all you do. Take care.
Thank you.